I want to go in depth now, and I want to talk about Vicky Guerrero. And I definitely feel that this sister needs a RCWR show spotlight because, man, how about that? Time just really flies. Can you believe it, guys? She has been involved for like 9 years. Man, how 9 years just fly. And I mean, it should be a no shocker to some of you guys, or maybe it is if you just haven't been staying connected to what's been happening on the wrestling beat. But Vicky Guerrero, she had officially tied up loose ends with the WWE promotion as of Monday Night Raw, and she left on such a high note. I mean, hey, she was able to throw Stephanie McMahon into a pool of mud, basically. Whatever the hell that was. I'm just gonna call it a big old pool of chocolate pudding, because that's what it honestly had looked like to me. And, Vicky Guerrero, she had released a very lengthy letter, basically thanking WWE, Stephanie, the McMahons, the fans. I mean, really just a top notch class act of a letter that she had put out there. I believe she had put this out via Facebook. I'm not really sure. But she basically said, she's looking forward to the next phase in her life and basically wanting to have a nice, quiet life and enjoy her children and everything. It was only back in 2005 that Vicky Guerrero had first appeared with her late husband, Eddie Guerrero. You guys remember the circumstances? If not, I can definitely refresh your memory. I still remember it almost like it was last week, as Vicky Guerrero had first got involved in a storyline where Eddie Guerrero had promised to reveal some type of a dark secret concerning Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic. Vicky would then show up like the next week on SmackDown with Eddie Guerrero's daughters, and basically Vicky was like, please, Eddie, don't do this. Stop while you're ahead. This is going to be devastating. Don't do it. And Eddie had promised that he wouldn't reveal the secret should he lose to Rey Mysterio at the Great American Bash. And we did, in fact, see, if I'm not mistaken, Eddie Guerrero lose to Rey Mysterio, because if I'm not mistaken, all the way up until Eddie Guerrero's death, like there was like a running gag that Eddie Guerrero just was never able to defeat Rey Mysterio, at least on main WWE programming. And Eddie Guerrero had revealed that Dominic was not the son of Rey Mysterio, but was in fact his. And that had basically set up this nice little program. It was some really great riveting television at the time. It was shit that you could really get your teeth sinking into. I mean, it was just like, wow, what the hell am I watching right here? It was like that. Shit really felt real with that. They had did a whole custody of Dominic ladder match eventually. It was like some really crazy, insane crap that they did. But Vicky Guerrero was like part of all that. And who would have thought that, like, just a handful of months later, Eddie Guerrero would die? I mean, what a fucked up way to go out, too, by the way. I mean, the guy was like brushing his teeth or whatever, and boom, heart attack right there. Just bam. I mean, what a fucked up way to go out, Don't really have a chance to say your proper goodbyes, but then that's death for you. Death waits no one. Death does not give any warning. There is no, well, death, I want to go on ahead and hook you up, but let me get things in order first before you take me away, okay? I just want to make a couple of calls. It doesn't operate like that, unfortunately. Although, I wish it did, I wish it did. I mean, even if you're terminally ill, now that I think about it, you can't even get things in order and be like, okay, I'm ready to go, and you go. No, it's like death has its own time that it'll grab your ass and all that. But shortly afterwards, I mean, talk about a rough spot that Vicky Guerrero was in, as, man, she was in a position where she basically had lost the breadwinner of the family. I mean, can you guys just imagine that? I'm sure that a lot of you can, because I know that there are those of you that's in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, hell, maybe even in your early 50s that check us out. I know you all can really appreciate the sensitivity of this subject that I'm mentioning. I mean, you're going out there, You're trying to provide for your family. You're basically the breadwinner. Your family's relying on you. And then one day you're gone. And your family has to pick up the pieces. And that's literally what Vicky Guerrero had to do. And, kudos to the WWE because they loved Eddie Guerrero so much. They appreciated everything that that man did for the sport of professional wrestling. They definitely appreciated what all he did in the WWE. They appreciated the fact that he had done such a great job in turning his life around, getting rid of his past demons. They reached out to Vicky Guerrero when she really needed help the most. And I don't just mean financially, emotionally, spiritually. They came in at a time where she needed it the most, where her family needed it the most. And they basically offered her a job. And I mean, pretty much from there, after Eddie Guerrero's death, we had saw her get involved in more controversial storylines. Remember, one of the first ones after the whole Dominic storyline, she got involved with Rey Mysterio and Chavo Guerrero, where basically she sided with Chavo, saying Mysterio was just nothing more than a leech living off of the Guerrero name and all that. Like the beginnings of a heelish manager is really the way I can properly think of it. Then she kind of had a little bit of butting heads with Chris Benoit and all that, and then you fast forward to her relationship with Edge, La Familia. That was a really great moment right there. Eventually, we would see her become SmackDown general manager. First few times, man, the alliance that she had with Edge, though, that was freaking on fire, man. I mean, really. I really wasn't sure where Edge was going to go after Lita had kind of broke away from him and everything. But I mean, Vicky Guerrero just slid in there perfectly. I mean, she was a great opposite to Edge. They complemented each other so well, I felt. Oh my God, let's not also forget though, how about that lame ass Teddy Long heart attack angle? And Teddy Long was gonna get married to Crystal, who at the time was in a relationship with Bobby Lashley. Bobby! Two of them have a kid, by the way. I'm not sure if you all are aware of that, but they've been separated now for a couple of years. But that's pretty much how Vicky Guerrero was able to slide on in there as general manager and all that. I still remember, and this was probably one of my all-time favorite moments of Vicky Guerrero's career, which was when we had first got introduced to Alicia Fox. And Edge was just having some of the most nastiest kissing segments I've ever seen with a guy and a girl. As it turned out, Edge had dipped into some dark chocolate behind Vicky Guerrero's back. And, I mean, we could just go on and just reminisce. But I mean, she's been involved in some really important story arcs in WWE. And she has just been able to draw great heat over the years. I mean, just by her mere presence, the whole excuse me chants. I mean, man, before Eve Torres, before AJ Lee, I mean, you want to look at the girls right around those mid 2000s. That was like, God damn, that girl is white hot getting a reaction. I mean, she was definitely at the top of that list. Lita definitely at the top of that list. Trish tried a couple of times, but it just didn't really work out so well. Mickie James, yeah, but it really didn't work out so well. Really, when you kind of look back on the mid 2000s there, Lita and, my God, Vicky Guerrero, say what you will, they really were able to successfully draw a big reaction. Probably when I think about if there was any one blemish on Vicky Guerrero's WWE career, it will definitely have to be the first go round where she had left WWE and she came back. I think it was like around 2009 or something like that. And she was supposed to be the new manager for this guy, Escobar or whatever, Eric Perez. Yeah, that really didn't work out so well. That guy was like a cup of coffee. He was gone like real freaking quick. And shortly afterwards, we saw her rebound, hook up with Jack Swagger. Dolph Ziggler was managing them and all that. Got involved with Lay Cool. Was feuding with Mickie James for a little bit. I mean, she was involved in some really great story arcs right on up until this past Monday. And, I think she left a really great mark for managers. I mean, is she up there with Woman? Is she up there with the sensational Sherry? Is she up there with Luna? I will actually jump out there and I will say, yeah, I think she's out there. I mean, given the circumstances, I mean, let's be for real. Vicky Guerrero doesn't exactly have that, oh my God, Playboy model. Ooh, needs to be on the front cover of Maxim. She has a nice, and I'm not saying she's ugly. I don't think she's ugly at all. What makes her maybe a little bit in the face, she wears too much damn mascara, for one, and eyeliner and all that crap. But if you just take all that away from her, you just have her be naturally, she's a nice, average looking woman. I would definitely date her. Vicky is what, 46 years old? She's only about, I mean, I'm not in my 40s. I'm still young in my 30s, but I would definitely, because I am attracted to older women, I would definitely give her a holler. I would definitely be like, yo, give me your phone number. I was getting sidetracked there, but the point that I'm making, aside from her looks, she wasn't exactly a hot looking type of babe, but she was able to just make the best out of unfortunate circumstances. And, I definitely commend her for that. And honestly, I think whether some people want to admit it or not, she's definitely made her mark in the wrestling industry. Do I think she's going to go into the WWE Hall of Fame, as I'm kind of hearing these rumblings now that she's possibly going to be going in, possibly as early as next year? Honestly, I have no problem with her going into the Hall of Fame. However, I do have a problem with, okay, who's that class going to be if and when she does go into the Hall of Fame? Because let's be for real, the beautiful and the lovely Luna, yes, I did say beautiful. I think she's beautiful. I think she rocks. I kind of have that whole thing for gothic punk rock looking chicks or whatever. But Luna, she's basically had like numerous awards. She's got inducted to a couple of Hall of Fames. One of them that definitely stands out to me the most is the WSU Hall of Fame. That was back in 2011, but yet for some odd reason, World Wrestling Entertainment, they have not taken it upon themselves, not only for the contribution that she made to WWE, but just for women's wrestling, period. Because I mean, she was really throwing it down on the indie scenes. She has yet to go in. I think that before Vicky Guerrero goes in, Luna needs to go in. Knife Wonder of the World China, despite whatever may have gone down in the past between her, the McMahons, Triple H, she needs to go in. The beautiful and the lovely Jazz, Miss Jacqueline, Ivory. I mean, well, maybe not so much Ivory, but there's definitely a list of females, and we could sit here all night, but I'll let you guys have at it and come up with the names of females that need to go in before Vicky Guerrero. I definitely feel that they all need to get their rub off. I said rub off before Vicky Guerrero goes in. And most importantly, you gotta have Teddy Long go in before Vicky Guerrero. I just think that would be the ultimate slap in the face. What do you guys think? Post those comments, let me know. Find us on Twitter, Facebook. I'll look into seeing if we can have this excerpt be available on YouTube so that it gives you guys more of an opportunity to interact and let us know what you think about this. But I definitely feel that in due time, Vicky Guerrero, yeah, she definitely deserves to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. Just hopefully some more important names will go in first before she does. But am I going to miss Vicky Guerrero? Honestly, yeah, I thought she was a great on-screen character and all of that, but, at the same time, she really wasn't doing that much the last several months. I mean, really, the last time she had any type of a dominant role was when she was involved as the manager for Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger. That was really the last time, and it just kind of seemed like WWE kind of gave up on pairing her up with other people. Honestly, I think Rybaxel could have really benefited from her services tremendously. I wish that we would have seen that happen. I still see her making sporadic appearances down the road and everything, but I'm going to leave it right there for now.